This is the KTT Rose Linear switches, another budget switches from KTT, and I am a bit late on trying them out. People claim these are smooth out of the box, so how do they sound and feel? Let's find out. But first, a quick message from our channel sponsor, Pcbway. Pcbway is your one-stop shop for all your PCB prototyping and assembly needs. They do offer some advanced PCBs just like this, a rigid flex PCB, which can help you make a flexible and simplified PCB assembly. If you want to learn more about their products, head over to Pcbway.com, and if you are interested into making your dream PCB the easy way, check out Pcbway, links in the description. What is going on, guys? Ox here and welcome back to my channel. We are back with another KTT switch review, and I'm very serious when I said that I will cover all of their switches, so here we are. As mentioned on the intro, this is a budget switch from KTT, and unlike the sea salts and the KTT mints, which I recently covered, the KTT Rose is heavier than the two with a 60 gram actuation force and 63.5 gram bottom up force, which I'm very glad to see on a budget linear. So in today's video, it's going to be the usual stock versus lube comparison, a sound comparison versus the other KTT switches, and maybe some Akko switches, and of course a material breakdown of the switch. And lastly, if you all want to hear my own thoughts and opinion about the switch, please do stick around at the end of the sound test. And speaking of sound test, let me give you guys a quick disclaimer before we start. That the sound and experience may vary depending on your keyboard build, meaning to say it might sound and feel different to you and on your keyboard. I'm using, of course, the Vega 65 with a polycarbonate plate, a PCB to plate foam, and one case foam. The switches was lubed with a Krytox 205 grade 0 and 105 grade 0 on the springs. The keycaps used on the sound test is the GeekArc PBT. So with all of that out of the way, please do enjoy the sound test on the KTT Rose. So that was a sound test on the KTT Rose. Let me know what you think about them on the comment section down below. I would love to have a discussion with you guys, so feel free to type it in on the comments. And before we talk about my own thoughts and opinion on the KTT Rose, you already know what's next. Let's break down the materials that was used on the switch. As you can see, this is a 3-pin switch and is using a Kale style housing. We have polycarbonate for the top housing, nylon for the bottom housing, and of course we have POM for the stem. Lastly, the springs with a 60-gram actuation force and 63.5-gram bottom-out force. So that was a material breakdown on the KTT Rose, and if you made it up to this point, I would like to say thank you for staying. And again, please do remember that the sound and experience may vary depending on your keyboard build, so we might not have the same experience on the switches and it might sound and feel different for you. Finally, let's talk about my thoughts on the feel. On stock, as expected, they are really smooth out of the box. Like, I can really say you can use them right away and break them in without lubing. And just like the other KTT switches, I barely notice any scratch and it feels really good on stock. But of course, you know I always lube my switches, so once lubed, it felt a bit smoother. Again, it's not really that night and day difference, but you can feel a slight improvement, of course, when lubed. The thing that I like about this is that this is decently weighted with the 60-gram actuation force and the 63.5-gram bottom-out force. It really feels solid when typing, and I barely had typos while using them. It's not that heavy as well. I can say out of all KTT switches I've tried, these has to be my favorite in terms of the actuation feel. Moving on to my thoughts on the sound. On stock, I didn't notice any spring or lift ping, but as much as I like the feel on stock, I am not that a fan of the sound. It is on the higher pitch linears, but on stock for me, it sounds a little bit all over the place. Like, you can hear that plastic feeling that I always talk about when using a switch on stock. So once lubed, it sounded more subtle, but still on that higher pitch profile. Although some of you might say that there is no difference on the stock versus lube comparison, I can tell you honestly that in real life, you can hear some changes on the pitch. But yeah, once lube, I really like it more. Again, I like high pitch sounding switches. So overall, I can say that these are worth picking up if you want a more heavier actuation force than the other two KTT switches that I have reviewed. It makes me wonder if KTT can make a smooth budget switch like these. What more can they offer if they can make a switch that is more on that high to mid-end prices? I also wish that they would release an wipe or a pump switch in the future, and if they already have one, please do let me know on the comment section. I can really see myself using this on a daily basis, and I would definitely try to break them in and see how they sound and feel. So yeah, that is it for the video, guys. I do hope that you liked and enjoyed my review on the KTT Roses. And again, I'm very serious in trying out all KTT switches out there. And if you did enjoy the video and the review, please don't forget to hit the like button, and let's aim for the usual, the 50 likes. I know we can do it. So what's next? Well, finally, I have the Kinetic Lab switches on its way to me, and I'll make a review on those, so please watch out for that and for more KTT switch review to come as well. Again, don't forget to hit the like button, share if you want, and of course, subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys on the next sound test. Peace.